Right. We were discussing about, in the previous days, we were discussing about how the living things are different from the non-living things. Living things, in other way, we call organisms. How these organisms are different from the other non-living things, like objects like table, chair, computer. These are non-living. But if you analyze, if you find these plants and microorganisms which you cannot see, and also animals, us, we all are living things or organisms, right? Living beings, organisms, right? We discuss about the difference. Actually, we have discussed only small part, but if you miss the lesson, I'll forward the recording to you. Just go through that. It is very simple, but still interactive and interesting. I'll show this for those who have missed the slides. Let me show this quickly, what we have discussed up to now. Some were there, but some were not there. It's okay, but I'll show what we have discussed clearly, then you can understand. And anyway, I'll send you the videos, right? This is for the wonders of the living world. That is our lesson. Up to now, we have discussed about these topics. In case if you miss, just go through these things. And today we are going to discuss some more properties, that is respiration and movement. Respiration and movement of the living beings. Respiration and movements of the living beings, right? That is what we are going to discuss. Okay. I think you can mute your microphone, right? Okay. Okay. Yes, we discuss about the wonders of the living world. So first of all, we analyze the world, and there are three basic components of the biosphere. Biosphere means the living world. Living world, three basic components. Atmosphere, which is air, which is above you. Hydrosphere, that is water, ocean, river, those things are belongs to this hydrosphere. And lake, tanks, these are coming under hydrosphere. Then we discuss about lithosphere, which is the soil, earth, right? So living beings are everywhere. Then we analyze about different environments like natural environments, man-made environments. Then we learn about what is ecosystem, right? This I know some of you missed, but don't worry, I'll send you the recording so you can go through that. Then we discuss about the characteristics of the living beings, organisms. First thing we discuss is growth. You can see this is maybe your childhood picture. This is how you looks now, right? You can analyze by using your picture also. Right, okay. Then, yes, so you should know what is biosphere, right? Okay, so that is for Nathan. And then this growth is a property of living beings, not just us, even the plants are growing. We learn that. And then we learn about this non-drawing things and drawing things. You can see here there's a pet, but it's also drawing. But these pencils, buildings, those are not drawing. And then we learn about different features of these living beings, including reproduction, right? And then we learn about various concepts like photosynthesis, and also the characteristics. Growth, nutrition, we have already discussed, but don't worry, I'll provide you the video as I said. Right, okay, that doesn't matter. So mostly these content, the the general syllabus and the Cambridge syllabus has similarities about these things, but there are differences as well, right? So if there are like more students following the Cambridge syllabus, please let me know using send in WhatsApp message. Then I'll add those topics as well, and then you will not feel discomfort because we will be covering both, right? Okay, but you have to do one thing. Drop me a WhatsApp message mentioning which syllabus you are following. Is it the government syllabus or is it the Cambridge syllabus. Okay. Then we learn about the difference between these organisms and non-living and categorize the organisms, plants, animals, microorganisms. Especially, we learned a lot about microorganisms and their behaviors. So these are the microorganisms that we learn. We learn about these categories: viruses, algae, fungi, protozoa, and bacteria and archaea. And we studied and we learned how to observe these microorganisms, right? And we even learn how to create your own compound light microscope at home. How can we create on compound microscope to watch these microorganisms, because microorganisms are not visible to our naked eye. So those are not visible to our naked eye. So we learn how to look at those microorganisms using a compound light microscope. But this is expensive. Maybe you have to spend like 60,000, 70,000 to buy a compound microscope. Since it is expensive, you can create this kind of compound microscope at home, which is very cheap. It will cost less than 10,000 to create this compound, but still you can look these microorganisms hidden inside these, like maybe this is actually hay infusion. So we learn about different cultures where microorganisms exist. Coconut water. Coconut water need to keep it for few days, right? And hay infusion also, you have to keep it for few days in order to observe the microorganisms. Then we learn about these things and usages of these microorganisms, and also the harmful and helpful features of these microorganisms. We learn up to now, and then we learn about, yes, that is what we learn. This is Sinhala medium. For this Sinhala medium students, we learn up to this harmful and helpful microorganisms. That is what we learn up to now. Okay, today's lesson, we are going to learn about this. We are going to learn about some more features of these living things. So one important thing is movement. Actually, this is called as locomotion. So what's the difference between movement and locomotion? Do you have any idea? What's the difference between movement and locomotion? Yes? Movement and locomotion. There's a fundamental difference. I'll show some videos today also to make it interactive. So, but there is a difference, clear difference between movement. Movement means what is movement actually? Can anyone explain what is movement? Yes, Pute, try to contribute. Yes. What is movement? So let's say don't move. So if somebody instructs you to, hey, Navan, don't move. What is the idea? What's the meaning of that? Don't move. Sanugi, yes? Sanugi, yes?
movement කියලා කියන්නේ අපි ඇවිදිනවද බඩ ගන්නවද ඒකටනේ.
Yes, that is true. Movement is maybe you are okay, movement is something. Okay, let's see. If I ask you to Sanugi, don't move, then you have to stay calm without any changes, without doing any changes. You have to stay still, right? Stay still, no changes. It's like like a photo. Photo is not moving, right? Photo is still. If you take a photo, so can you see? This is a photo of a fish. So is it moving? No, it's a photo. It's not moving. That is very simple, right? This photo of a snake. Is it moving? No, it's still. Still means not moving. And here you can see there's another picture, right? There's another picture, and this is actually a horse. So you indicate that it's running, but is it running actually? Here in the photo, is it running? It's a still, right? Still like a photo again, still like it's a still. It's not moving, right? Okay. So for an example, now you can see the mouse cursor is moving. Can you see? The mouse cursor is moving. Moving means going here and there. My mouse cursor is moving, it's going here and there. Now it's in the close button. Now it's on top of the this fish, and now it's snake. Likewise, the mouse pointer is moving. Moving means going one location to another location. That is moving. But locomotion, the other hand, what is locomotion? Locomotion is, right? It is actually more meaningful than moving. In order to move, you can be in the same place. But in order to locomote, or in order to locomotion, so what is locomotion? In locomotion, you are changing your geographical location, your place. Okay, let's say. So if can a plant move? Can a plant move? What do you think? Can or cannot? Plants. Can it move? Plants. What do you think? Yes or no?
No, sir.
Please. It can move. Haven't you seen this plant? So let me show a small video. Haven't you seen this plant? This is mimosa, right? Mimosa. Let's say, do I have a video of mimosa? I think I don't have. Okay. Right, let's try this. Yes, this is mimosa. So let's see this. Haven't you seen this plant? Haven't you seen this plant?
Yes, sir.
It can move, right?
Yes. Yes. If we touch it, it will go down.
It's called Nidikumba in Singhal.
Yes, there are many mimosas in my garden.
So it can move, right? You can see it can move. It can move, but it cannot locomote. It cannot do locomotion. It cannot change its location, right? Yes. Today mimosa is in Kandy, next day it's in Colombo. No, it cannot. Right? Unless if someone carry this, right? Unless if someone can carry this, no? A person can carry this and keep it from Kandy to Colombo. Unless if you locomote this, it is not, the plant itself is not locomoting, or it's not changing the place. So locomotion is movement with place changing. In Sinhala we call sancharanaya. Movement is just adjusting the stillness. So if you change the position, if you change the direction, it is movement. But if you move from one place to another place, that is called locomotion. I think you can understand that, right? If you move from one place to another here, move from one place to another place, that is called locomotion. Okay, this point is very important, right? So write down the heading. So under features of living things or features of organisms, the main subheading is movement. Subheading is movement.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, you are doing separately for the Cambridge syllabus, sir.
Yeah, that's not Cambridge. That's what I said. That's what I said. If you are doing Cambridge syllabus, please let me know. Send me a message, right? Then I'll tell you what to do. Send me a WhatsApp message. This is not the Cambridge syllabus. That's why I said this is government syllabus. In the beginning, I said this is government syllabus. No harm learning this lesson, but this is not Cambridge syllabus, right? I said that. Okay, in order to mix this, in order to mix the topic, or in order to do a separate Cambridge science class, please let me know by sending a WhatsApp message if you are following the Cambridge syllabus. Then I can decide based on the number of students following that, I can decide whether to do a separate class or whether to mix it and do it. That's why I said, please drop me a WhatsApp message. This is not the Cambridge syllabus, this is government syllabus, right? Okay. Either you can stay and learn until the end, or you can just, if you want, if you think that it is not useful, you can just leave the class. That is also okay. But I advise you to stay the class and learn this, because this is anyway, whatever syllabus that you are learning, lesson is common, because under science you have this lesson. Either way, either you are doing local or Cambridge or any other, the lesson will be there. But not in the same grade, sometimes it's in the different grade. Maybe grade 6 Cambridge science, you don't have this. But in grade 7 or other grade, you might have this. So because it's common, right? Everything is common. As a whole, subject is common. Okay, let's write down again. Let's go to the main heading. In case if you miss, the main heading is features of living beings or organisms. Features of living beings, organisms. The subheading is movement. I'll give a very small note under that. Wait, I'm going to type the notes. It will take some time to load this. It takes more than please write both animals, plants, animals and plants can move. Even the microorganisms can move. Change in direction. Change in direction. Orientation. Change in direction. Orientation. Width, height can be considered as movement. But if an organism change the location while moving, it is called locomotion. It's called locomotion. So this is very important word that you are going to learn. Sometimes this word is new to you. Locomotion is moving and changing the location while moving. If there is moving from one place to another place, moving from one place to another is called locomotion. Or changing the location while moving is called locomotion. Okay, finished writing or still doing?
I'm still writing.
Still writing, okay. Okay, so while writing, I would like to remind you some other things, right? So both, animals and plants, as well as the microorganisms, can move. So the specialty with human is we have like other implementation or man-made systems for locomotion. Example, vehicles. That it's kind of special thing with human beings. Because other animals, they have natural ways of locomoting. They have natural ways of changing the location. Birds can fly, reptiles, they have another, and fishes, they have another. And you can see monkeys, they are jumping. So people are walking by natural, we are walking, yes, but the thing is, we have other ways of locomoting, that is called vehicles. That is, with the technology, we have some inventions, but other animals, they don't have such. They don't have such inventions for locomoting. So we have improved that. Human beings, they have improved the locomotive. Okay, let's see how. So have you seen this animal? This is actually animal, but it is named as sea flower, a kind of sea flower, but this is an animal. So let's see a small video on this. And can you remember the name of, let's see. Actually, there are two animals. One is starfish. Here you can see the starfish also. It's locomotive. It's moving from one place to another place. That is starfish. But this itself is an animal. But it's not moving. It's not changing the location. But still, it's an animal. Starfish, you can see it's clearly changing the location.
So it is a sea animal.
Sorry?
It is a sea animal.
Yes, it is called sea anemone. It is called sea anemone, correct. But it is also moving. Do you know sea anemone? So what did it eat? So how it find the nutrition? Right. It takes small fish sometimes as to get the nutrition, right? It eats, and also so it has like, so this is I can show you. Yeah, this is actually these parts you don't have in your syllabus. It has mouth, throat, and stomach also. So this is actually its mouth. What you so just now it's the mouth, and what will happen? Like you can see, right? This is actually soft polyp, right? And it takes food through the mouth and then swallow and then digest. Right? It can take small fishes and also the small floating plants in the seabed. It will take that as well. And there's another thing that is this coral polyps, right? Coral polyps, right? Those are also kind of animals. That is also not locomoting. It's also and just doing the basic movement, right? But you can see swimming, tripping, running. These are some mechanisms of locomotion mechanisms. Different ways of moving from one place to swimming, tripping, running. Some animals can swim even, right? Some animals, not just the fishes, some other animals there are. And even the tripping animal and running animals, they can also. But swimming animals, I think they can't trip and run. But these other animals can do swimming. That's a special skill. Even us. Flying, walking, these are some other mechanisms. And sea anemone, as I said, sea anemone or sea anemone. So you saw just now, and coral polyp, those are also animals, but the thing is, they are not moving. They cannot move from one place to another place. But still, they are showing some movements. Right? That's what he done. And not just that, even the plants like mimosa, you saw, right? So plants like mimosa and even other plants can move, but so mimosa movement can be clearly observed. If you touch this plant, what will happen? That will start moving, right? If you touch the plant, if you touch the leaves, it start moving. And even in the night, it automatically, right? It automatically move in the night. When light is there, it automatically, these are the things. And if you just observe this experiment, you can do this at home. We learn about planting seeds, right? We learn about that, and so you can do this experiment. You can use that experiment along with this, right? You can use that experiment, the germination experiment we learn. So you know seed germination, right? So if you cannot remember, let me show an image. See, germination means how a small plant rises. That is called germination. This you can combine this practical. We learn how to do a practical by providing some moisture and soil and then put a seed and observe this every day. And what will happen? You can see the observation. If it is a transparent container, then you can see these roots first. Then come the leaflets and leaves. And so then the plants start growing. This is the germination process. If you use germination process with a different direction light sources, I have a small practical video just to show you. And this is germination actually germination is used along with the different light direction. See what happened. But this is like non-observable because you cannot see this as a sudden movement. But if you observe this for a long time, for an example, time lapse in way, or if you keep this for a long time, photos time to time, if you take photos of this from the same direction, you can see the light source coming from the left side, right? Here, left side, more light is there, but less light is there in the right side. More light is there in the left side. Let's see how germination happens now. Okay, you can see these seeds. drawing slowly. Okay, light direction, it indicates it's in the left side, right? You can see which direction the leaves are drawing. Are they drawing left or are they drawing right? Yes, left or right, or towards the light or opposite direction of the light?
Towards the light.
Towards the light, right? It's drawing towards the light. You can see here. This is not an animation, but it is time lapse, right? We know how time lapse video is created. How time lapse, you can also do this using your mobile phone today, but you have to keep the mobile phone for a long time. Yeah, sure. Yeah. So don't ask me those things you can do, right? Okay. So one student asked whether can I go and bring some water? Yes, possible, please. Okay, now you can see the light direction is in the left side. So the seeds are germinating and leaves are actually moving towards the light. You can do this experiment, but you have to wait for a long time. So you have to dedicate a mobile phone. If you do the photography, dedicate the mobile phone. Maybe each 5 minutes, you can take a picture. And I'll tell you how to create this video even, right, in future lessons. Maybe we can do that in the IT class. How to create a time-lapse video, because that is not relevant to the science class. So we can discuss that in the IT class, and I'll tell you how to do that in the IT class, right? You are coming to the IT class as well. I'll teach you how to do that in the IT class. How we can create this time lapse in video. You need some software as well as some photos. That's all. Then, so you can see in the middle, they are changing the light direction. They are changing the light direction. Okay, let's see what will happen now. Okay, change in the light direction. Change in other side, you can see all are turning that direction now. Right? So plants are also moving. But the thing is, we can't observe that within few seconds. We have to observe that for a long time. You can see how they are moving towards the light. And again, changing the direction, it's moving the other direction. You can observe this within a day, right? Within a day, within 1 day, you can observe, doesn't matter. And you can see the direction changes. If normal light is there, right, under the normal light, you can see it's drawing properly in a straight way. But with the light changing the position, changing the direction of leaves. You know, the sunlight direction is changing. So from east to west, right? From east to west, normally the sunlight direction is changing, but that doesn't affect plants much. That doesn't affect plants much because so it's universal, right? It's consistent and universal. But if light comes from a certain angle every day, then it will affect the like movement or the growth of the plant. And see, this is another thing. I think you have seen like beans-like plants, they need some support to grow. So let's see how it find the support, right? This is amazing. You can see how it's finding the supporter. So you have seen, I think, these sticks. We used to put some sticks in the field when we are growing beans, right? I think you have seen. So let's see how it find this lace, find this support, right? Let's see how it happens. You can see it's rotating, right? It's always rotating. It's like a motor. It's rotating, always rotating. When it hit this obstacle, when it hit this obstacle, okay, let's see. Okay, it's still not yes hit. When it hits, it start rotating. See how amazing that is. When it hit that, start rotating and start growing.
Used to
So it's like creeping snake, right?
yeah, it's used to like get
Like a
some
creeping snake.
straight.
Yes, that is how it grows. So plants are also having these movements, right? Not just animals, the plants also. Okay, so that is the particular part. Now we learn how plants move and also how animals move. And also there are some animals looks like plants, like sea anemone and coral polyps. They are moving, but they are not locomotive. They are not changing the location, but they are moving, right? And next important thing related to these animals or the living organisms is what? That is respiration. So please write down respiration. So what is respiration? What is respiration? Simply it is inhaling and exhaling. So why it is inhaling and exhaling? Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. So why inhaling and exhaling? Inhale, exhale. Inhale means take air in, release air out, exhale. Inhaling and exhale. Inhaling means take air in and exhaling,
Out.
release air out. So why? What is that? So what is this inhale exhale process? Why animals need to inhale and exhale? Why animals need to respirate? What's the reason?
If
Sorry?
get oxygen, like
Oh, what is oxygen? Yes, that is correct. To get oxygen. Okay. What is this oxygen? What this oxygen is? Why we need oxygen? Are we eating oxygen? Or are we drinking oxygen? No, we are not. Then what? Why we need oxygen? Yes?
we breathe oxygen. And
Sorry?
we breathe oxygen, take
Yeah,
air.
why we breathe oxygen? So what's the reason? There should be reason. No?
To breathe.
Yeah, to breathe. Yes, we breathe oxygen. Why? So why? Why we can't breathe some other thing? Why we can't breathe nitrogen?
If you breathe nitrogen, you will be
Why we can't breathe? Why we can't inhale carbon dioxide? Why not argon? So why only oxygen?
dangerous
Sorry?
because it's too dangerous.
Yeah, it's too dangerous. Why? So I'm asking why? Why? Okay, so we need oxygen, that's true. And we are taking oxygen and we are releasing carbon dioxide. But even plants do this, but we can't observe. But if you can see, if a person doing this, you can observe. If I or if I'm myself or yourself, if you are doing this, we can observe because you can see a movement of chest. When you inhale, what will happen? Your chest and stomach will be filled with air and you will become fat. When you exhale, what will happen? You will become slim again, right? Why? Because you release the air. When you inhale air, So it is like your stomach, chest will be filled with air and you look a little fat. But when you exhale, again, what will happen? You'll release the air, so your stomach and your chest area will be empty, and therefore it will like make you slim. So this process is happening rapidly. So if a person is inhaling and exhaling, we can see it, we can observe it. But if a plant is inhaling and exhaling, we can't observe that because the plant is not becoming fat and not becoming slim like us. But still, it does inhaling, exhaling, right? It does that. So why this oxygen, right? Why we need oxygen, right? Because when you take oxygen, when you breathe in, it reacts with the food stored in the body and producing the energy. That's the reason, right? If you don't know. So what will happen? When you inhale the oxygen in the air, when we breathe in, it will go inside our body, react with food stored in the body and produces energy. That's how we are living. Otherwise, we can't live. We can't live without the energy. Our brain will not function without the energy. So have you seen the people, if they lose this energy, if they're too tired, so sometimes they will fall down. If they're too tired, right? I think you have seen it maybe in your school morning meeting, right? Sometimes 1 or 2 students, if you stand for a long time, maybe 1 hour or 2 hours, then some students, they will feel little dizzy. They will sometimes fall down because not enough energy. So that can happen due to not having food even. Maybe they have not taken the morning breakfast. So that can be a reason. So not having food is also decreasing the energy, or not having enough oxygen. So have you seen when somebody, so these are in movies, but don't do it as a practical, right? When somebody, like close your nose and mouth, so that is deadly, right? Don't do that. That is deadly. So sometimes these are there in some movies you have seen, sometimes you have not seen. If somebody close that, or somebody cut the neck, so that will stop the oxygen flow, breathing, that will stop the inhaling process. If your nose is blocked, so you know what will happen in this COVID-19? Mostly this upper respiration tract is blocked. Mostly it will be blocked. So you can't properly inhale and exhale. That is one reason. That is called COVID pneumonia situation. COVID pneumonia, where your upper respiration tract is, so maybe upper and lower, both tracts, upper respiration, lower respiration, both tracts are blocked. So when is it blocked? Ultimately, it can kill you. Because if you're not breathing, if you're not inhaling, if you're not taking oxygen, then even though you have food in your body, it cannot produce the energy. To produce the energy, you need both food and oxygen. Actually, oxygen is our main food. So food and oxygen both we need to live. That's why we have discovered, still we have discovered only one habitat. That is planet Earth.
Yes.
Right? That is planet Earth. Why? In the planet Earth, we can see oxygen and water. So most of the planets, they are not having this enough oxygen, they're not having enough water. So it is the main reason why those planets are not habitable. If there is a planet with oxygen and water, most probably that planet is habitable. Right? What did I say? I said about, so let me tell it in Sinhala as well. අපේ පෘථුවියේ ජීවී නැති වෙන්න හේතුව ප්‍රධාන හේතුවක් ඔක්සිජනුයි ජලයයි තිබ්බ එක තියෙන එක. එතකොට අපි habitable plants කියලා කියන්නේ ජීවත් වෙන්න පුළුවන් ග්‍රහලෝක. Habitable planets. ඒ habitable planet එකක් තියෙනවා නම් ඉස්සෙල්ලම බලන්න කොහේ හරි ජීවත් වෙන්න පුළුවන් ග්‍රහලෝකයක් තියෙනවා නම් ඉස්සෙල්ලම හොයන්නේ whether there is oxygen. Oxygen තියෙනවද? Or the first they will check whether there is oxygen, the second oxygen and water. If there is oxygen and water, mostly that planet is habitable, right? So let's do a small Google search. Habitable planets with oxygen, here, oxygen and water. So, okay, you can see here. So NASA is having project. They're finding the planets with oxygen. That is the basic requirement. The next thing is planets with water. Right? See here, this is Kepler 186f. So they believe that can be a habitable planet. Right? So anyway, NASA is in the research. They are doing a lot of researchers finding these habitable planets. You can also join with NASA one day and help them finding a habitable planet. Actually, one thing is better than finding a habitable planet, that is keep the Earth habitable, right? So because we are destroying the planet Earth as human beings, we are destroying the planet Earth, the oxygen as well as water sources day by day. So our planet will also become inhabitable. If we continue to destroy this planet, it will also become inhabitable. We have no home other than Earth. So people are worrying because we need to protect this planet habitable. So, but NASA is worrying about something else. NASA wants to find another habitable planet. So NASA has already forgotten the planet Earth. No, I was just joking. That's not forgotten, but the thing is, it's trying to find some alternative, because we don't know when the habitable status of the planet will be over. Because the lot of resources are now going to be over, like crude oil. A lot of resources will be over after some time. Then, so it will be difficult to live in planet Earth, because the population is also getting high. So we need to control anyway. So that's why people are discovering some habitable planets. Anyway, basic need for habitable planet is oxygen. Why oxygen? Because it reacts with food and produces energy, right? Remember that. That is special point that you need to remember. Inhaling. Please write, right? Inhaling allows us to absorb oxygen, which is required to produce energy inside our body by reacting with food. That's why we need. As a result of that process, carbon dioxide is released in exhaling process. As a result of that process, carbon dioxide is released in exhaling process. What do you think? Carbon dioxide, is it useful or not useful? Carbon dioxide?
Useful.
So why?
Sometimes useful, sometimes not useful.
Sometimes useful, sometimes not useful. So you have like you are taking a life-saving answer. You are given a life-saving answer. It can be wrong, can be right. Okay. So carbon dioxide, of course, yes, sometimes high concentration of carbon dioxide might damage the planet Earth, but we need carbon dioxide up to some extent, because carbon dioxide helps to keep the earth in a certain favorable temperature, right? When the carbon dioxide is there, so the temperature will be controlled. Actually, we can keep the living temperature. But if you increase the amount of carbon dioxide, the temperature can also go up. And the high concentration of carbon dioxide can be even poisoning, like carbon. So it might produce some other things like carbon monoxide. So, you know, it can even kill a person, right? Carbon monoxide. Carbon dioxide is useful in controlling fire even, because in fire extinguishers, carbon dioxide is used. Actually, the liquid carbon dioxide is used in fire extinguishers. So controlling fire, we need carbon dioxide, because oxygen help in fire. Carbon dioxide is not helping. It's demotivating the fire. Oxygen is motivating the fire. So when carbon dioxide is emitted, so this especially these firefighters, they have these fire extinguishers and all. They will emit carbon dioxide to control the fire, because it can kill the fire. And it can also keep our environment temperature in a pleasant figure. Otherwise, if the carbon dioxide amount is dropped, then the planet Earth will be very cool place. And again, it will also become inhabitable due to that reason. So we need carbon dioxide as well. Sometimes need, yes, sometimes we don't. And the main thing is, other than respiration, plant does some process called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis means it's the way that plants produce its own food. Unlike us, plants can produce its own food. අපිට වගේ නෙවෙයි පුතේ, ගස් වලට පුළුවන් තමන්ගේ කෑම තමන්ටම හදාගන්න. Plants can produce their food by themselves. That process is called photosynthesis, and photosynthesis needs carbon dioxide. Right? Photosynthesis is the process where the plants produce food inside the plant. This is amazing, right? It can do both. Respiration is also there in the plant. In the night, it does respiration more. In the morning, it does photosynthesis to produce food. In the morning, it absorbs carbon dioxide. In the night, it releases carbon dioxide. That is the wonderful living world. That's a wonderful feature of the plant. Plants කරන්නේ මොකද? උදේට ඉරේලිය තියෙනකොට carbon dioxide අරගෙන කෑම හදන. රැට ඉරේලිය නැතිකොට එයා ශ්වසනය කළා නැත්නම් respiration කළා carbon dioxide එළියට දානවා. උදේට ඉරේලිය තියෙනකොට carbon dioxide දානවා. රැට ඉරේලිය නැතිකොට carbon dioxide එළියට දානවා. ඉතින් යාට කෑම හදා ගන්න පුළුවන් එයාගෙම ඇතුලේ. That is a special feature of plant. Okay, we have to learn small test to detect carbon dioxide. So that is here. Let me explain that now. I think you have finished writing, right? Finish?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Okay. Just write it. Doesn't matter. Just write it. Doesn't matter. Please write it and let me know. All right. Let me show that experiment. This is actually interesting video by this kid. You can also do this, Pute. You can, if you love science. So one thing that you can do is you love IT as well. I know that. That's why you are coming to this class. You love IT and science both. And so you can do this. So see this little kid. He's also doing this experiment by his own and explaining this to the world. You can do this, to do the same thing. Then you can maintain a YouTube channel. And there will be viewers in your YouTube channel, and as well as you can study science and remember the stuff than your friends, because you're not just by heart in these things by reading. You're doing the practicals as well as you are explaining the practicals, so it will be more meaningful. So I think you have visited his channel, or you have to visit his channel and watch the video as well. I'll show this video now.
Hi guys,
Today's video is about lime water fun experiment. For that, we need a straw, 2 glass, lime water, and water. I will put lime water in.
Okay, he's using lime water and water. Lime water here means it's not that citric, right? It is not that citric based lime. He's using lime means like, you know, calcium hydroxide. We call that hunu watura දානවනේ හුණු තමයි මෙයා දාන්නේ. අර තියෙන හුණු පැකට් තියෙන. හුණු පැකට් වල තියෙන හුණු ඒව අරගෙන දිය කරලා තමයි මේ lime water හදාගන්නේ. That is calcium hydroxide as a chemical. It's a calcium hydroxide lime water is. But no need to buy calcium hydroxide. You can use small amount of lime and put that into a water and mix. Right? So these things are available in local shops, right? You can buy lime from local shop. So those are very cheap. It's very cheap. You can buy, then mix with water and treat this solution, that is calcium hydroxide. So what will happen? He has taken this lime water as well as normal water and 2 glasses and straw.
This glass, and I will put water in this glass. See, I have lime water in this glass and water in this glass. Friends, do you know when we breathe in, we inhale oxygen, but when we breathe out, we exhale carbon dioxide. When carbon dioxide reacts with lime water, it turns to milky white. I will blow it.
Okay, what he was saying, he's little, right? He's very little, and it's really cute that how he's explaining that. That's why I put this video. So what he was telling, like this lime water, it has it has calcium hydroxide, and this is lime water anyway. So when we inhale, we took oxygen. When we exhale, we release carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide, when we release, will react with lime water and it will turn into milky color. So that's what he is telling, right? Let's see how he's going to do the experiment.
Both glasses. Friends, before we do the experiment, make sure you do not suck the liquid. Only
Okay, he's giving small warning. So do not drink. This is lime water, not to drink. So you are going to exhale only. Do not suck. You are going to exhale only, right? You are going to release air, not inhale. Do not inhale. Do not take it in.
do you think both will turn to milky white? Let's see. See the milky white? Now in other glass. Do you think it will also turn to milky white? Let's see.
This is normal water. When we exhale into normal water, it's not turning into the milky white, but only the lime water will become milky white.
One is milky white.
What actually happens
Then
is this reaction. So it will take calcium hydroxide, and when the carbon dioxide react with calcium hydroxide, what will happen? It will produce calcium carbonate, right? When carbon dioxide gas pass through the calcium hydroxide, it will release calcium carbonate, which is in white color. So that is what happening in this reaction. So you can do this experiment at home next day. So we know that in science class, as scientists, you have to do experiments. Right? In the science class, as scientists, you have to do experiments. Always, please try to do these experiments and learn through them. So that is really recommended because it is really, really needed. When you learn through the experience, it is better than learning through the books. Right. So then we learn in the respiration, both plants and animals will breathe. And you can see the respiration. Oh, you did that school, right? Okay, good, right? Then respiration is used by these plants as well as it's used, its respiration is there in animals, and plant has special way of respirating. We cannot see that, but the thing is, we can see the respiration of animals and human beings because the movement of the chest and stomach indicate the respiration, right? So the exercise is given here, that line mode exercise. You can just test, right? You can just test this and learn and record your observation. So I think it's time to conclude today's lesson with this. Next day, we will learn more about the other topics like reproduction. We have to learn about that, as well as diversity of animals and plants we have to learn. So I think that will conclude the first lesson, but we have to wait until the next week. Okay, then I'll stop with this for today. See you all in the next week. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Good night, sir.
Bye.